everyone, Miss Numismatist here. Today, we are going to be talking about a numismatic dictionary. I just found this little gem right here when I was going through a little bit of my library and I saw this book. I got this at Summer A&A many years back and I thought it was just a really cool little find. I was kind of fiddling through to see some of the definitions that this little thing had right here. It's almost like a little pamphlet and pretty intriguing to see some of the definitions in here. Obviously some of them are going to be pretty straightforward. Definition hasn't changed much from this book to now. Some definitions are changed. Some definitions are extremely shelled out, where there's like a whole paragraph when there's some of them you could describe in essentially one sentence. But I think it's pretty interesting, including some words that I've never heard of, if that makes any sense. Not that I never heard of the words, it's just I never heard them being used to describe, either describe coins or something like that. Some of them are very unusual. I flipped through this book, I'm trying to look at words that are kind of like familiar to me. I mean, obviously most of these are, but words that I use more on a day-to-day basis, or that I use in some people, like novices, are like, oh, I don't know what that means kind of thing. I unfortunately, every now and then, I use numismatic lingo, slang, and I don't even realize that I'm doing it half the time, and it is a terrible habit of mine. Like cull. Cull is a word that I use pretty frequently, just because I think a lot of people have culls in their collection. This little booklet right here describes a cull, a coin that has been mistreated, damaged, or badly worn to such a degree that it is not desirable in a collection unless it is a scarce date. Accurate enough, low grade, it's gonna be very low, almost slick kind of coin like this one is right here. This is a nice little seated half, but it is a cull. It is low grade, unfortunately. And sometimes whenever I say, like, culls, people are like, what does that mean? Like, what are you referring to? It's like, oh, it's the low grade stuff. I'm trying to, kind of flip through here, and words that I use a whole lot more, like fields and devices. Devices, this term is used by numismatists to describe the emblem or design on a coin in conjunction with a national motto. I mean, sure, why not, And then, of course, the fields is all that part of a coin which is not occupied by the device. Fair enough. So, it's pretty self-explanatory. There's some of these that are, not used as often. Let me see here. Fixed price catalog. Sure, but I think that definition has changed, a little bit outdated. Now people just use price guides, everything like that. They say those words. A little bit easier to understand. Some of them kind of more apply towards either bonds or anything like that, which I think is pretty intriguing. So it's not strictly defining coin terminology, I should say. So I think this is a very interesting little book right here, like key dates. Some people will say oh, why is this coin worth more than that coin? Even, the coins look very similar. And I say, well, that's a key date. Well, what's a key date? A key date is the dates of a specific type in the shortest supply and therefore the most sought after, like the 09S VDB for Lincoln cents, the 16D for Mercury and dimes, the 95 proof for Morgans, as well as the 89cc and a whole bunch of others for the Morgan dollars. So this book kind of answers a heck of a lot of questions when I accidentally use numismatic terminology. I saw intrinsic value right out the corner of my eye. Yeah, intrinsic value, the actual metallic value as opposed to mere token value. So yeah, I think this little dictionary is pretty intriguing. I may do another video one of these days to kind of talk about some of the words that either we don't use anymore. Like I said, some of the definitions in here are kind of different as compared to now, but I think this was just a really interesting little read kind of going through it. I want to go through a whole lot more of my books. I may do a little like series where I briefly talk about a whole lot of my books in my library, what I think of them, if I think they're worth reading, kind of thing, because I have read a whole lot of books, and some of them I just kind of like skimmed over. It is what it is, but this one is like a really cool one to check on out, kind of thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely be sure to let me know in the comments what you think of a video like this, if you think I should continue talking about certain books, reference books in my library. I got all sorts of books, everything like that, references. I love reading. A whole lot of collectors always say, or a whole lot of numismatists, I should say buy the book before you buy the coin, kind of thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.